Hey guys, thanks for stopping in today. Hope you're all doing well. Just wanted to do something today, kind of take a look and see how much truck we can buy for set a budget, say, of $50,000. If you're in the market for a truck, uh, one of the most common questions I see in videos and in chats and stuff is who has a good lease purchase plan? Who's a good company to lease onto? Well, I much prefer to separate the two. Okay, I don't recommend um, lease purchase plans from mega carriers for many reasons. Number one, they're very expensive. Number two, you can't leave with the truck. You put all this money into the truck and you can't take it with you in most cases. Number three, they have the ultimate say in what happens to that truck. If you want to put tires on it, they even get to say in most cases what kind of tires you put on it. You have very little say in your own truck and your own business. And I just don't think that's in your best interest. And number four is, are they making money off of leasing trucks, or are they making money off of hauling freight? Ask this question before you decide to lease purchase from a mega carrier. Say, what happens if I come with my own truck? Can I come with my own truck? Talk to people there that came with their own truck. Are they getting miles, or are they starving them out? Because a lot of mega carriers, now it's their business model. They don't care if they make money hauling freight. They care that you make that truck payment. So they can haul cheap freight. Doesn't matter to them. They still get their percentage, and as long as they get their truck payment. So let's do some math here. Let's take a look. I know everybody, a big thing is people want warranty. So let's try and find something with warranty. $50,000 range. See what the payments are. Compare that to a lease purchase, and do some math here and talk this thing through. And hopefully I can show you how much better off, just even money wise, you are going with your own truck, and not even including the facts of you're in charge of your own destiny. Then it's truly your equipment. You can leave with it. They don't have you, doing a lease purchase and walking away after 6 months or a year is extremely expensive. And certain carriers, it can be devastating. They charge you a restocking fee of up to $10,000. You put all this money into this truck, did all this maintenance, made it real nice for somebody else or for the company to take back and lease it to the next guy. So have your own asset. Be in control of your own asset. So let's go to truckpaper.com here and take a look. All right, so here we are, truckpaper.com. And first let's talk about what kind of truck we want, okay? Probably do a separate video about this, about what kind of truck should you buy now. To me, understand this is my opinion. Your opinion can be different. Your opinion can be whatever you want it to be, and that's the beautiful part of this, of being in your own business. It's what you want it to be. It's not what the company wants it to be, and that's part of the reason of doing your own thing. But let's talk about, for me, my ideal situation. I am in this to make money. I'm not in this to have a pretty truck, chromed out, look good. So when I look at a truck, I want the kind of truck with the lowest cost of operation, and that includes best fuel mileage I can get, aerodynamic, I'm not doing any long hoods, and just specced out in an overall manner that will make me the most money. For mileage, for 50, now understand truck prices have come up quite a bit here in the last few months. This summer during the pandemic, you could steal a truck. I mean, it was ridiculous. And I see just by looking here, that same truck now is at least $10,000 higher. So, but I mean, they're still pretty reasonable. I mean, you can buy a really nice truck with a lot of life left in it for $50,000 or less. So that in mind, when we talk about the aerodynamics, fuel economy, we're kind of left with a few choices here. My number one choice would be Freightliner Cascadia. Probably the lowest cost of operation of any truck on the road. When you look at the mega fleets, this is what most of them run. They're no dummies. They know, what cost of operation is all about and which truck has it. Most of them are on a Cascadia. Okay, and then we're looking at, for Volvo, your 680s, 780s, things like that, and Kenworth, the newer style Kenworth, sort of 780, I think they are. Let's see, Peterbilt. You're looking at the 589s. Now I checked these out ahead of time. The only ones that are kind of in the price point we want would be, bang for your buck is going to be a Freightliner Cascadia. Okay, And then after that, it's kind of a close second with Kenworth, Peterbilt, Volvo. Um, and actually, a truck I've always kind of been intrigued by, but I've never really owned one, is a Mack. You can get the Mack down in the new aerodynamic Macks, a Pinnacle or a Anthem, down in that price point of the Freightliner. Maybe not so much the Anthem because that's a newer model, but I've seen some Pinnacles. I got my eye on one. It's not on the truck paper here, but it's a 2017 with 210,000 miles on it for $45,000. That's a pretty good price on a truck with 210,000 miles. That's damn near new. But at any rate, the newer Macs, it's not your granddaddy's Mac. You know, they're way more efficient, blah, blah, blah. But still, bang for your buck. We're talking Freightliner Cascadia. So let's click here and open up and see what they have for Freightliners. We're just going to click on all Freightliner Cascadias. There's 5,954. So we're just going to scroll here. 2014. We're looking, I'd like to be somewhere around that 350 to 450,000 mile range. I want a tall sleeper for the best aerodynamics. If you find something at the right price, there can be some sacrifice here, especially if you're just, hey, I want a starter truck for get me through the first 2 years or year, and then I'm going to upgrade and I'm going to get something way better. So here we got some, and as far as Cascadias, I'm looking for a late 2015 or newer. So I'm just going to say 2016 or newer is what I really want, because they changed a couple things with the turbos, way less problems. So right here we're at some 2018s for 75,000. Here we go, a 2016 Freightliner Cascadia, 427,000 miles. For $49,900. I think this truck should be closer to that $39,900, but those were 6 months ago prices. We have not a bad looking truck. Definitely spec'd out fleet style. It's in Palmetto, Georgia. It has a 10-speed. Oh, it has an ISX Cummins in it. I have no issue with Cummins, but if I'm looking for fuel economy, I'm DD15, not ISX Cummins, and it's also a 10-speed. Kind of be looking for that 12-speed Freightliner transmission if we want maximum fuel economy. I have no issue automatic versus manual. It's personal choice. Technically, the auto shift will get you better fuel economy. I've always kind of preferred a manual. I mean, some people love the 13-speed. Some people want a 10-speed. Hey, it's personal preference. Let's just take a look and see what we can find here. I did look at this ahead of time. I'm not real satisfied with anything on the first page here. So let's jump right to that second page here. Now here we get into a 2017 Cascadia with 416,000 miles on it for $52,900. Negotiations, a guy could get that down to 50. It has a DD15 12-speed auto shift, 308 gear ratio, which if I'm at the 12-speed auto shift, I want a direct drive. So we'll be looking at like a 264 or a 247 rear end ratio. It says $3,000 down payment match available. No APU. So the $3,000 are going to give you in credit. You could probably just get in and knock it off that price, get down to $50,000. All right, there's a couple here. Let's go over quick. Here we got a 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, 478,000 miles. That's getting up there a little bit. $49,900 for price. DD15, 400 horse, Detroit DT12. The guy could turn that horsepower up if you wanted to. Let's just see what they got for transmission and rear ends. 12-speed transmission, 247 rear ends. It's kind of what we're looking for. Here we have another 2016 with 450,000 miles on it. 505 horse. DD15 with a 13-speed transmission. There you go. If you're looking for a 13-speed, 240-gallon fuel capacity. This would be more owner-operator specs. It's got a moose guard on the front. So $49,900, 450,000 miles. Salt Lake City, Utah. This is something I would look at. It's a mid-roof, but it's got the fairing on the top. So that's not all that bad. That's a nice looking truck. Let's look and see what it's got for DD15, 13 speed, like we said, 342 rear end ratio. So that's a nicely spec truck. You know, if you're looking for a 13 speed, it's actually a really sharp truck. It's got a little toolbox mounted on the frame right there. Does not have the side skirts, so it's definitely not a Cascadia Evolution. Now here's a truck. The mileage is a little higher than what we were looking for, but it kind of really caught my eye because it has some good features here. 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, 517,000 miles, for $44,900. I would negotiate hard on one of these. I think there's a lot of wiggle room for pricing. It's at Jordan Truck Sales of Rome, Texas. Now, this here includes a 6-month, 50,000 mile premium 2000 warranty, which covers engine turbo injectors and after treatment. It has a full set of Virgin Michelin tires, and get this, a lifetime fuel economy average of 8.61 miles per gallon. Now what they do is they pull these off the ECM, and that's a nice number right there. It's got dual 120 gallon tanks, power windows and mirrors with heat. Let's click on this thing and see what some other features are in this bad boy. 435 horse, 10 speed, so it is a manual, but for most of us that's not a deal killer. It does not say what the rear end ratio is. Looks like they may have gone through and painted the frame. Yeah, which is common, but that's nice. Keeps the rust down. That's a clean looking engine bay. I'll be honest with you. This is, something I would look towards for myself. It's a clean looking truck, give it a good inspection. The 517,000 miles. Okay, then we want to start looking at, were they hard miles, or was the truck neglected? Is there obvious signs of good maintenance? Things like that. It's not a deal killer. You just want to make sure you get the price down, get the best deal you can. Interior's looking good. It's not all tore up. Seats are in good shape. Dash isn't all smashed up. I don't even know if this was a fleet truck. It may have been, an owner-operator or something, but bunk is nice and clean. The walls ain't all tore up. There you go. Now let's talk about the financials of this truck. So, looking at it here, the purchase price is $44,900. I bet you a guy could negotiate that down to about 40. I would anyways. I wouldn't want to pay much more than 40 for this truck. And upon good inspection, and it says the thing here, you can make an offer. Now, payment at this price right here, the payment is $754 a month. All right, now let's compare that to your mega carrier, where you're paying about, $1,000 a month is pretty damn common anymore. And I've seen them here very recently for $1,400. Did I say $1,000 a month or $1,000 a week? $1,000 a week is pretty standard anymore, and I've seen them here lately for $1,400 a week. That is just insane. Okay, if $1,400 a week, if you paid on that for 6 months, that's $36,000. You damn near pay cash for this truck, and then your truck is paid for. Whereas with that $1,400 a week lease, that's indefinite. That's $72,000 a year. What are you thinking if you sign up for that? Please don't do that. So $754 dollars a month. So versus paying $1,000 a week, you're saving $3,246 a month. Okay, say times 10 months, you're saving $32,460. If you add that into the payment you're making on this truck, let's do that. In 10 months, this truck is paid for, versus paying $1,000 a week on a truck you're leasing from a mega carrier. In a matter of 10 months, You could still be making them $1,000 a week payments for another 3 or 4 years, or in 10 months, you could have a truck like this that's 100% yours, paid for. Yes, warranty's not going to be as long, but you're saving $4,000 a month you're keeping in your pocket. Okay? What the hell warranty is worth $4,000 a month? In my estimation, there isn't one. Okay? So get out of this mindset that I have to lease a brand new truck from this mega carrier because it's going to be under warranty forever. Warranties are not free. Warranty is in the cost of that truck. Breaking down is breaking down. The downtime is there whether the truck is under warranty or not, so you can forget about that. Yes, it's going to be part of money out of your pocket fixing the truck. That's business. Just get the financials right, okay? And I'm not preaching to you, but some of these mega fleet lease purchases really get me upset. I would say that they're ripping off the drivers, but they're not, because it's voluntary. Drivers are voluntarily signing up for it. And if you're doing it voluntarily, nobody is screwing you. It's not a ripoff. It's just you agreed to a bad deal. So, looking for a truck, looking for a carrier to lease onto, get on to truckpaper.com, get on the internet, find a deal like this. Financing isn't as difficult as they make it out to be, and you can do this, be in control of your own destiny, control your own asset, be much better off. And continue watching this channel for more tips like this. If you like videos on this, check out the ones on the screen right now for more good truck business tips. Talk to you later.